I know a place. Ain't nobody crying. Oh, yes, Mr. Jefferson. It's time for AfroEconomics. I hope y'all can hear me. How you doing, Mr. Noel? Y'all with me? Help me. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, Rita.
Eh,
Look. No, I let you in and then it pushed me out. See, this thing ain't gonna play with me like this. This ain't gonna play with me. Don't play with me. What's it gonna do? It's say, look, Mr. Jones, we together. I would. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do with her. That's right. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Look, every time I push you, Rita, it pushes me out there. That's weird. It hasn't done that in a minute. I said, I'm gonna remove you. No, I'm not gonna remove you. You go out and come back in and then see. Because it might have been because I was delayed. Yeah, try it. Come back in. Let's try that. It's a great day. It's a great day, Mr. Noel. We're talking about peace of mind. Peace of mind. Peace of mind. Protect your peace of mind. Right? We have to fight for our peace of mind. Don't play with it. There you go. That was it. That's really strange, like that it would do that. I hope that you somebody and it could be Miss Davis, whose mic is wide open. I'm gonna take you to Hollywood with me. It was you. I got to get you your own personal engineer. When you log in, you're gonna be in the back, cause we going all the way. We're going all the way, Ms. Muhammad. Y'all will want to come into the studio. God's got big plans. God's got big plans. It gives me peace of mind. Wouldn't it be something if I was spitting all on the screen? Gives me peace of mind. God just big plans. And it was just like spit. But it's not. I can talk without that. Oh, yes. I'm so glad you reminded me, because I have been doing a fundraiser for the babies, St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And I have to do 100 push-ups a day for the next 30 days. I will do 3,000 push-ups. I'm at 1,000 now. 1,000, because we are 10 days into the month. So when I'm at the gym, I just stop in between whatever I'm doing and just try to get, 20 in 20s. Sometimes it's 25. And it's got to the point where it doesn't need hurt anymore, Mr. Jones. Just, I have peace of mind. It's for the babies. If I can get, if everybody on the AfroEconomics page, the Facebook page, we have like over 10,000, gave $1, y'all. We could really make a difference to the babies. The St. Jude's Children's Hospital does not charge any of the children for their services. And we have had a member of AfroEconomics, their grandchild was diagnosed with cancer, doing well now. And he went to the Children's Hospital. And that's when I found out about all the wonderful things that St. Jude's was doing. And, so that I, tried to support. So when I saw that it was something that I love to do. I like doing push-ups. I think that it's like one of the best exercises in the world. Black health, black wealth. Because it works every part of your body, from your fingers to your toes. It gets in there. And then, I don't know, decades ago, I watched Darryl Strawberry, the baseball player, right? Wouldn't it be something if he played golf? No, JB, Darryl Strawberry, but I think he plays baseball. Tell me, Mr. Jones, if I'm wrong. Darryl Strawberry, and he said,
He was a baseball player.
okay, great, I'm good, I'm doing good. And he said that that push-ups were his thing. His thing, like that is, or he kind of said like that's all I do, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that. It could be true. Darryl, you can call in right now and tell me that that's all you did. But Darryl Strawberry was pretty defined, wasn't he? Like he was really defined. I'm like he would have to do like probably 1,000 a day, and then I would believe it. But I'm sure they had like a different training regimen. Darryl didn't say like, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do those squats, and I'm not gonna do that bench, but bench press, because I do push-ups and that's it. But he said that on this kids show that I was watching, that's dominated his workout. He felt like that was the best thing. So for everybody, from a health perspective, do it. Enjoy it. Like do push-ups, and there is no like girl style and man style. I believe there's just only one right way to do push-ups. Period. Get up on your toes, because what? We're working from our fingers to our toes. And
you're at 1,000. Do you feel and see the difference in your definition?
Do you, baby?
All the time. All the
time. I couldn't even get my thing zipped up all the way, so I was like, oh, don't turn all the way.
I asked that because I read
exactly.
I read an article that said if you do push-ups every day, you will be surprised by the transformation of your body.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe God had another reason that he wanted me to do that. Maybe Darryl Strawberry is right. That's all he did, because, he was very defined, very cut up. And but yeah, I know that they just keep getting easier every day. It doesn't get harder. But now that I'm doing shot put and track and field, like sometimes I feel, because my right is my dominant arm, my right leg is my dominant leg, that I feel overuse, like, whoa, and then I just press through it, like, me, and I'm like, and then I forget that I felt that way. But yeah, I definitely think like they just get like real easy. I remember when doing 10 was like really hard. So I hadn't really, but I appreciate that, because we need to continue to like encourage each other. When we're talking about peace of mind, we have to surround ourselves like that, like, where I felt confident that if I said that to Mr. Jones, he was going to give me what I need back. Even if it's a lie, he knows I want to hear him say, yeah, definitely, JB, definitely. But we need that. And I had, and I think that we like don't make an effort to keep a team players around you, and you don't understand how much they can hurt your peace of mind if you don't have your team around you to help you emotionally. And you deserve, like one lady was saying to me, and I've heard this several times. Fortunately, I've never heard a man say this, but I hear women say this, not to be sexist, but I'm a woman, so I can say what women have said to me. They go, I don't want to hear a man talking about his financial problems. Don't come at me with that. Don't talk to me with that. Don't say that. Like, and like it's good and bad. Like there's nothing good. There's really nothing good about not allowing your friend to express what they're going through. And the fact that they happen to be a man going through financial duress that and he can't talk to you, I think the note there is the man needs to realize this woman's not on my team. And I don't think they do. They just allow that behavior to exist, and they don't know how financially damaging that's going to be. No, that I feel like, no matter what, we should be trying to help each other, like at least listen. Like, that I remember because there's not a person on the planet, and that's a very good thing to know and realize and accept. There's nobody who has not gone through problems, ups and downs. You're lying to yourself if you want to think that all your friends are rich and they've always been rich and they've never had any problems, because if the problem ain't financial, it's something else. If money controlled everything and made everything right, then all the rich people would be happy. We'd have all these happy people. And they wouldn't be jumping off bridges and, all divorcing and all of the normal human stuff. The money doesn't change your humanness. Lack thereof, nor abundance of. It doesn't really change your humanness, your character, who you are as a person. Or they say that a person with money, they just show you more of who they really are. Like, that's the only difference. That they're like, a rotten person wins the lottery, they're still rotten. A happy person wins the lottery, they're still happy. And that has been like statistically proven. Like, happy people are happy. Broke or not, they're happy. Really, you gotta kind of dig that. And I don't believe that a truly happy person will be broke for long. They're broke but not broken. Because your joy comes from your peace and your completeness. Right, Mr. Jenkins? Like, their joy comes there. Their joy is so strong that it elevates them into a solution. And they're able to get themselves at the right place. But if you're in this bad place and you allowed yourself to be surrounded by these people that don't care, like, then you have, you're doing this to yourself, and we really have to accept responsibility for our own mental health, our own financial health, our own well-being is really our responsibility, ultimately. Because, too often that, those who are closest to you are the ones who might pull away from you when you need them the most. They're tired of it. It's like people give you a number of times to F up. And if you go past that number of time of F ups, you're gone. It's over. It's done. Like it's almost like you have a credit score with some people. And if you go too far into this negative zone of they're not winning, they're not getting something from you, you will be eliminated and your love card pulled back. Or you could be. Or you could. You could have everything that someone needs, but they know you want to help them. So their punishment to you is not to let you help them. They don't, because they resent the fact that you can help them. And let them have that. because we need to stop begging to give to people that which we need for ourselves. We just want to. So we just keep giving it. You keep giving, and that's where men could come in, where they start becoming quiet because you realize that she doesn't receive it. She doesn't want to hear it. She don't want to hear my problems. But then when a man has to, he can't handle it, and he, has this mental health crisis, everybody acts like it came out of nowhere. But aren't you the one who said you didn't want to hear him talk about it? Like that guy Twitch that committed suicide, the dancer, his male friend, close brother, said he was having major financial problems. And just from what we see, like, I don't know, because it's really none of our business, but his wife didn't make nothing, not a word did she say about that. But it could have been that situation where he felt she don't want to hear it though. She might have told him, like a lot of women tell men, I don't want to hear that. You handle that. You handle that. I don't want to hear your reality. So you handle that. And then when he can't handle it, they're the first to say, I don't know what happened, why he did that. I don't know. I had the money like sitting right over here. We'd be fine. It's sad. But when I started like hearing that like repeatedly, you know it's a turn off when a guy tells me his financial problem, it's a turn off. Like when I started hearing that like over and over, I started saying like, how about the person on the other side that can't talk about their problem? I don't know if, the women realize that. Like there was this one lady like decades ago. Her husband was dying, and I didn't meet her. I mean, he was dying for a while. He had cancer, and then I met her after he died, and and her situation was like, do I catch this house up? Because he hasn't been paying the mortgage. And so now she had like all these penalties and everything. They should have foreclosed a long time ago. They should have put her out. But maybe she was telling them when they called, like, he's dying of cancer and, this and that. So they so I don't know. But then now he's dead and there's this money here. And her thing was like, should I catch this house up? Or should I, just buy another house? She owed so much money because here this man is dying. But she felt like it's not my problem because he always pays that. But he's in the hospital. Like, how's he going to pay? Like, he's on life support, spit coming down his mouth. Like, what? All you got to do, he's still getting paid. He was still getting paid. All you have to do is send the money. Oh, no. My name ain't on that. My name ain't on that mortgage, But you're going to get it. That is your house. You are his spouse. It is coming to you. You're not, yes, you don't have the debt, but oh my goodness. All of the equity that was thrown away because you don't want to hear it. This one lady, she said, oh, my husband died. He just sat there on the couch and he just died. She said, and then he had so many bills. He hadn't been paying nothing. Everything was behind. Oh my goodness, he must have really been stressing out. So you can't like ask, like, I was like, this poor man sat there, stressed himself out to death. You talking had no peace of mind. Now that other brother, he can't even have peace of mind. He to die. He can't even die. That's really sad. So I don't know if there's any brothers out there listening other than, my family right here. But there's, I can only see numbers. So, y'all watching, I appreciate it. But no, that is, not my like list of but God wanted me to share that. Like that. If you got to make sure you got your team right. You have to make sure you got your team right. There's no way that you can have peace of mind if your team's not right. And we have to be, team players. And I know, like, there tends to be, like, I know that when I was married, I tend to be like, I got it. I got it. I handle everything. I handle everything. I got it. I got it. I got it. But it's not the best way to do it. It's just not the best way to do it. I just thank God that, that I'm okay. But sometimes, like when you're, I got it, I got it, I got it, people just leave you for dead. They go like, well, he or she, ain't nothing there, nothing left, and they're gone. So, like, make sure that you have a team. Like, if you have a team, make it a team. People have teams, but they lose because they're not helping each other. You're not working together. You're not listening. You're not acknowledging. You're not encouraging mental health. This whole like self-care, thing and everything. That applies to everybody. It's not just, nails. Self-care. Like, actually, that's why I don't even use that. I don't even use that term, self-care publicly, because it's like, I don't know. I just don't like it.
JB, what are you talking about? What is the topic like tonight? Taking peace of mind. And there's a sports talk radio show that I watch on TV sometime. On Wednesday, they have what they call Would You Wednesday, where they pose a question. One of the questions, like, would you rather lose an eye or an arm? But they had a deeper one where the guy said, would you rather be married to a rich girl that you really liked or a poor girl that you loved? 2 of the 3 guys said, I'd rather have a poor girl that I love. But the one guy said, no, give me the rich girl that I really, really like.
And two said, like, it doesn't matter.
Right.
That means, like, and I think that overall that's probably true. Like, the majority of men think that they should handle everything. They don't really, feel that the woman's, like, money is to help or to keep their peace of mind. They just don't, like, and then you would think, like, let me check and see, who is the rich one, like, and then most likely the man that probably had more money was the one that said he wanted the rich one.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was his show.
Oh, really? And
He
he was
does a
like, give me
radio
the rich
show
one.
every
Yeah,
day.
because it's like
Plus, he
the,
broadcasts for the New York Yankees baseball game, so he
yep,
getting paid big time.
yep,
He said,
yeah,
no, give me the rich girl that I really like. The
yep.
other guys was like, well, if I take the poor girl and
And they
I
don't
got a
have a
chance to
fraction
make
of
some
what
money. Yeah.
yeah, fraction
They,
of what he has.
they gonna have a peace of mind though at home. Yeah.
But you can have peace of mind with a like all
Okay.
day
Yeah.
long. Well, look, a like with some money, we at peace.
I think about Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I know, because I have loved some broke people in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I'd be okay to try rich and like. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Just come at me. Step. Come on, Shannon. What's that guy that has that movie like that show? Shannon Sharp. They
Shannon Sharp.
that sits down.
Shannon
And,
Sharp.
yeah, and he was talking about like he wanted a woman that had a lot to had like her own thing going, and it was good to see that because so many things. Like Kevin Samuels talks a lot about that the woman doesn't have to come with anything but good looks. Like, just all you got, that's all you got to offer. A man don't care about your brain, girl. A man don't care about you. And he tells him, like, and it's like, but is he really thinking about long-term peace of mind? Because I do believe that it does matter because the woman is the one that's helping your kids. So if you get a woman that like it doesn't, care about finances or, like if she's poor because she just got out of school, that's different. But if she's poor and she's 50, you know what I mean? That was a choice. That was a choice. And most of the time. So like because life is just full of different choices that we have to make. And in order to develop wealth, it takes a lot of sacrifice and choice. Now, so if a man is saying, or a woman, that, this grown person and it, really doesn't, these things really don't matter, then they really have to think like, what really does that, equate to? Like if a person didn't have money, but they were very disciplined, they were very focused, they were determined, they were, broke because they were following their dream and sacrificing, and you love them, that's different than, broke and, just a pretty face and you love them. That might not lead to the most peace of mind because you may have to like buy, because you might not have the same mindset, assuming that that person has a mindset of discipline themselves. Because you can, just love each other to hell.
Yeah, there's got to be some kind of connection there, because I've seen cases where he was focused and she was not,
yeah.
and that led to disaster.
She can't get it. He's always in the lab working on the cure to cancer. I'm going to sleep with the pool guy. And he's like, I don't understand. Well, you met her on something to fish or fishing the fish, whatever that thing is, one of them websites, buddy. And she liked to fish. She liked to keep busy. You back like that time I was saying about I have to be careful. You have to be careful where you meet people because that's where they like to hang. So you're going to have to, deal with that. Like, you met her and she was, so yeah, your discipline and your money, like you can't buy somebody into do right. But you still love them though. And meanwhile, your research can get torn apart, your goal, whatever it is so true, and vice versa. And a woman. But I saw a quote on Instagram today, and the brother was like, no, I'm broke, ain't got no house, ain't got not this, ain't got that, and I'm divorced, and and it was like, and you didn't want to be there for me, it was talking, I don't know, like, when it was, and then it was like, he was those, he was like, now, I got my own place, I got this, I got that, I got this, and I'm divorced. Okay, you're going to get a whole bunch of inboxes, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? What, man? What's your point?
Do you love me now that I can dance?
I know, right? And she like, yeah. But I ain't like you then when you wanted me to help you. I know that. But now you got something to offer. I'm coming. But to me, it's like, Kevin Samuels, are you really saying that that's the best that brothers can do? Is that they have to focus on, women that, because the girl will come on there and the girl, may he rest in peace. And the women will say like, well, I went to school and I so and so. He goes, that man don't care about you going to school. And I got my master's and that man does not care about that girl. So it's like, she's like all looking all confused, like, but like, why can't she just say, well, I don't really want a man that don't care about those things.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
If she acts all dumbfounded, he would not have wanted me in there. Look, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, boy, look. I don't plan on dying with no prostitute on top of me. Okay, Kevin? Exactly. Look. So, since I don't plan on that, I'm not taking your advice. Goodness gracious. I mean, you imagine how much peace of mind that brother could have had if he just allowed someone to love him and accepted the fact that I can love your little broke ass, Kevin. Yeah.
I thought they said the lady was a nurse.
I know. She was nursing him good. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I think they
I
said.
don't know what she was. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were doing it, though.
I don't think that.
They were,
I don't think they
were
meant
doing
that.
it. They were having sex.
I thought she was just a good friend of his.
No, he died, like, doing it. Like, like, they were doing it. But whoever it is, she won't talk about it. So it can't be like a good friend of his. Because, she would have come out and said, that was my good friend.
Okay.
Why would you hide that's your good friend? If I was on top of Mr. Jones and he died, I would say, that's my good friend. I would not.
I was a client.
I was like, it was, I know, right? That's even worse. I was on top of my client doing mouth to mouth. And I'd be on the news, especially if he was famous. And I'd be like, I don't know what happened, but I just gave him mouth to mouth over and over for about another hour. And I figured, he's dead. So I called y'all, God forbid. It's not going to happen, Mr. Jones. Not the dead part. But I might come over and give you mouth to mouth. No, I was joking. Not today, though. Only if you call and you're dying. JB, I'm dying. I would run over with a defibrillator. Because mouth to mouth, I'm not quite sure how to work it. I better get that defibrillator. I'm going to go buy my gym, rip it out the wall, come to your house, and save your life. That's all he needed, though, I guess, probably. I don't know. But he's gone. But my point is that you deserve to have peace of mind. We deserve to have peace of mind. Like, and, what do we do? What type of actions do we do? Like, that create that. Like, when the guy says, I just want a broke woman that I love, like, you will get exactly that. And that's kind of based on assuming that a woman with money you could only like, and that's sad.
Somebody sent me something the other day, and it was an interview that Yana Van Zant was doing. And the lady interviewing her, Yana Van Zant asked her, would you date a bus driver? And the person giving the interview said, only if he owned the bus.
Lord.
Yeah.
Wow. I would rather the bus driver, actually. Unless.
Wow.
I don't know.
Cold-blooded.
Oh, my goodness. What'd you say, Reverend Boastman? But that is like, but that is very honest of her. And that tells a person exactly where her head is. You know what I mean? Exactly where her head is. That, she doesn't understand, at all. Like, because both of those people could be very wealthy. She's assuming that a bus driver doesn't make money and that he can't save his money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're assuming that this guy that owns the bus, she's hoping he has a fleet of them.
I don't know. The metro drivers up here, they make good money.
Thank you.
They make good money.
I know. That's where Mr. Jones retired from.
Yeah. They might get close to $100K on a good year.
You know what I'm saying? And he can he'll come home and I go, oh, go back out, Mr. Jones. They have another route for you. You're going to work 24 hours. We'll be like, oh, honey, no, they need you. You can't come home till you have worked 24 hours. and 2 days straight of 24 hours. Isn't that something? You get a week of work.
That's the Michael Jackson syndrome. Got me working day and night.
You got to catch up with that guy that owns the bus. We're going to buy our own bus. But yeah, it is like, interesting, where people, but when we have stuff like that, like Kevin Samuels, he kind of promoted that type of behavior. That, are you high value or low value, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. And the there is very little reference to behavior and peace of mind and their character or their relationship with God, especially, like, no reference to that. And I think that, two people that agree on their relationship with God, the peace is going to come and the peace will stay. But it has to be like a constant, like, let's get back to God place. Because every time you go out the door, I think there's things that can pull your connection, pull your family apart. You don't even have to go out the door now, really, for that. Like, you really have to be determined to keep your family peaceful and have like common priorities. And that's why we have like so many old school families for our Black community that are still together. Like my parents never divorced. Most of us, our parents never divorced. The next generation, was totally different. And then that next generation, that like, even like seeing marriage as a part of financial peace isn't there now. And that how we can, have a peaceful life together. I don't see that. I don't see it like, people like, I don't like talk to my daughter about it a lot. I really try to focus on her being financially independent. And then when you have people, saying, it doesn't really matter how much money you have, what kind of education you have, little girl. This guy, you just need to find you a guy that, got a lot of money while you're young. As if that's always going to last. That was also my, I think someone should have asked, Mr. Samuels, and we can't now because the videos are just playing, but what's your game plan? Like, what if this guy doesn't want her in a few years? She has a kid with him. So now she's the one that you're saying that no guy should want. but she followed your plan.
Right. She's at risk, at high risk.
Yeah, that's the way it's described. And it's like nobody addressed that. Nobody thought about that. Like no woman said, well, I could be that one, Kevin, that you're telling everyone. Like, if not for the grace of God, like, what do I have to do? I have to beg him to keep me? Because you told me don't worry about my own financial independence. Or he has his own business and he's making goo gobs of money, but he gets sick. So she's supposed to drop him when he needs her most? Because he can't provide for her? That's sad. Like, that's really sad. Like, our mental health, our financial mental health, and, especially when we commit to people, we really need to know what for better or worse really means. No, I honestly believe that we'd have a more peaceful world if everybody that was in bed together was close enough to that person that they would do the interview. To me, that would be a better world. I think that we're moving to where, people are sharing time together, having sex and everything, and they don't even know each other. No, they're just doing it to be doing it. And don't realize like how financially, if we just look at it from a financial perspective, how financially risky that is. The guy, you ain't get this girl, a stranger, pregnant. And that's your responsibility for the rest of your life. And hers too. I was married and had a baby, got pregnant, had a baby, and my husband left me with a 4-week-old. It changed my financial position hugely, and I had 2 degrees by that time. Grown woman, my business was 10 years old and everything, and she was my 100% my responsibility. And I used to think, goodness, how do younger women do this? How do women without a degree, without making this type of income, how do they do that? And for that, 4 weeks till this moment, and I was married. So I was like, there's people who have to do that and they're not even married, like, and the person is just gone. But fortunately, later on, like, they have a good relationship now. But that's huge financially, and it is all on the custodial parent. Even when you have every other weekend, I was always still my weekend because he could change his mind at any moment. Yeah, anything. Like, so you can't, the custodial parent, they can't get the other job. They have to be there, or not. You're really putting the child at risk, and then that becomes even more financially a problem. And so many people like have to do those things. They have to put that child at risk because they have no choice. They gotta let them stay somewhere. They gotta go to work. The other person's not paying no child support, not doing anything. There's men going through that. Now women are having kids and giving the men the baby and walking away. And then things like, talking about like, so one thing I learned as a single parent for financial peace of mind was stop debt. At first my therapy was buy things, make sure that it appears that you got the money and that you're going to be fine and that he didn't, hurt you. Like you got this. Like, and then, so I would just buy stuff. And I was stressing out, having to work too much. And I was like, this has got to stop. But nobody understood when I said, I'm not doing this. I'm not spending this kind of money. I'm not going to be in debt. I'm getting rid of anything that's not necessary. Like, that would be a first tip. Like, is the debt necessary? That's a killer. People with bad credit, are more likely to have a high body mass index, more likely to have heart disease, more that it's that stressful having all these things. And then, they want to give you so much stuff. They want to put you into that payment plan life. And nothing fun about it when you can't keep running, It's like it just keeps them running, keeps them running, keep them running, keep them running. No, I just like, I cannot. And then it's a friend of mine, a girlfriend, like I called her and I said, I need somebody to help me through this. And then she said, what can I do? And I said, I just need to talk to you once a week about what I paid off, what I'm doing, what I'm going to do. When the client, it was this white girl I went to school with, and she's my bestie, and we talked it through, and I said, this is what I'm going to do. And I can't find her right now. I've been calling and texting. Her health is not that good. But we gotta have friends like that you don't need money from, but you need them to be committed to your financial peace of mind. Right? And just get it. And I just wrote, when I wrote down stuff and I was like, whoa, how this little girl get all this stuff? How do they let us get millions of dollars of stuff? And some people think, oh, it's a millionaire. The millionaire. No. That's $1 million of stuff, of depreciating assets, and a payment to go with them. No. There's so many. I saw the other day, and they had this guy on CNBC saying what I've said 1,000 times, but they're acting like he's a rocket scientist. His point was, which is my point, he probably listens to us, that renting is not throwing away money. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you can throw away money. And it was like, you don't have to buy a house to be rich. Like, it's not like the only thing that you can do to develop wealth. And they were like, oh my God, all that, I've done that. I've done that on Channel 6. I've shown the research. I've shown, there's a full analysis on this. You want to say, it's like, boy, he had he just got the platform. He got lucky. But that's what I've been saying. Like, you got to do what's for your peace of mind. This is, what people do. They get the car. No. Get the house. Financed, of course. Get the car. And then finance the house with the minimum down. Minimum down. So that you have enough money left over so that you can buy the car to match the front of the new house. Then, oh man, we're so stressed out. We need to take a vacation so that we can save this marriage. So then they put the vacation on her credit card too.
Oh, no.
Isn't that sad?
Oh, no.
Yeah, yeah. And it's just like, so it just starts stacking and stacking. And then, sadly, people could end up staying together just because they don't want to break this apart. Nobody can pay for the bills by themselves, so they end up roommates. When their greatest time together was when they weren't in that debt. No? Or there's one person that's taking care of everything. The me syndrome. I got it. I'm taking care of everything because you want to make sure everybody's happy. Meanwhile, you're just a hot mess. Ain't nobody happy. They're all happy, but when they look over you, you look like stress. That's all you look like is stress. And then they lose interest in you because you're a hot mess. Because you handle everything. And handling everything don't look good on you. It don't look good on nobody. And you're just running around. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gone. And then, but you were thinking, I better do everything because I'm going to keep peace of mind. I'm going to keep everybody happy. No, peace of mind at the sacrifice of your own peace of mind. No, that's a killer. You're like, I got to do this because I got to make sure everybody else is okay. I'll do that in a minute. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first, right? That's what they say. Oh, it would not happen if I was there. You need oxygen. I'm giving it to somebody else. I'll just jump out the window in a minute. I'll be all right. Where's the parachute? No, don't look good on you. Yes, Bernice. Trying to do it. And it doesn't look good on anybody. Men either. Because then it's not you're always missing out on something. My dad was like that, and I imitate his behavior a lot. And then he never got to do a hobby. He never got to spend time with friends. He never, he never got that time to do whatever was fun for him. No, and then the next thing you know, you're 65 on dialysis. So it's that we have to, realize that stress and financial stress is on an all-time high now. And I believe that it's time to get your troops in order and make sure everybody's on one accord. You can't be paying off stuff and then you have somebody else in your house that's spending. They gotta love you. Love can be shown in many, many ways. So then I had one that your peace of mind depends on your actions, right? A survey said that only 10% of a person's happiness is dependent on uncontrollable factors. But about 40% of your happiness and peace of mind is directly dependent on your actions. And the other 50% are in your genetic characteristics. How about that? So what are genetic characteristics? Like I was saying about I imitate my father's habits a lot. like, I got this, I'm gonna do it, I'll take care of it, don't worry about it, I'm, do like that. I guess that's what they mean by genetic characteristics. Where like, my father was that way and took care of my mother, like that I could have actually genetically gotten my mother's characteristics, and I would look for men to take care of me. No, that it, but I don't think about that at all. I love men, but I don't think about like they're gonna take care of me. They're more of a form of entertainment, but not like that's how I'm gonna eat. And that is probably how my dad felt about women. Like, it's like, woman gonna feed me. Like, I'm gonna do this. But those would be like genetic. Like, oh, Miss Davis, you talk about like how you used to hold on to pennies, when you're a little kid, and have money in your pocket all the time. Like, you got that from somebody. Somebody gave you your first money to put in your pocket.
Both parents, both my mom and dad.
They give you money put in the pocket.
Yeah, but they were they worked in tandem with each other as far as like paying bills and then paying them on time. Mm-hmm. and not kind of like paying on something. They paid whatever the monthly gas bill was. She had this, he had that. I never saw them do it in fractions. They always did it in total. Wow. So I got that from them, from both of them.
And you got yeah. And my mother would write she would pay all the bills, but it was all money, mostly, from my dad's money. Like my mother got to spend her money on her stuff.
But now my brother got none of that. He didn't pick up any of it. I mean, he's
your brother's not like that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, total opposite, completely.
Isn't that something? Like, yeah, that he would be like that. And then I have siblings that are more like my mother. That definitely are like, this what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this what you gonna so tell. Like, that definitely. But yeah, they genetically, and they said that like kind of like good financial or good credit. I was looking at a research on that. Like good credit it can be inherited. Good financial habits. Like, cause you're just like you and like, suppose your parents didn't pay any bills, and so there's people who pick that up. That like, and I noticed like I picked up like so much stuff, like especially when I was at home by myself. Like my last years of high school, I was at the house by myself, even though there's 3 older than me. I spent time like. And my father became diabetic then. And I realized that is why I have this obsession with good health. Being so close to him. And I remember like all the stuff that they asked him to change. And when we changed it, and, because he was so traditional, he relied on my mother to cook, So when my mother started cooking different, the diabetes went away. And he would come home and take a walk after work, and it was nice. I think that I had with them, because of that time, I had a different, experience than my brothers and sisters. And like, I mean, I have pretty much all my life, like, carried myself as I have to prevent getting diabetes. And when I got heavier, my dad would like be very careful because you're so much like me. Like, he even had noticed that I worked all the time, and like, I mean, I don't think he said that to anybody else, and like that you're so much like me. Like, it really was like, work all the time. And then it was like that you had to be careful and, do and make sure you watch out for yourself. And like that made me about that. Like, and so we have to kind of know that those were good ones, thank God. But imagine if you're picking up bad genetic habits. And then also, like, Ms. Davis, you brought up a good point about like people being totally different in the same household. Their timing makes a big difference. Their time, you know what I'm saying? Their timing, like I said, like I was last. So my experience with them was totally different. Like my mom traveled a lot with my dad when I was there. Like I spent a lot more time with my grandmother because they were traveling. My dad became a college president at that time. And like it was kind of like the climax of his career. And it probably made me more, about career and presentation and, everything. But also I see the stress that went with that. And how like his health began to deteriorate right there. And we have to be careful because our health is so connected to our wealth. People are working so much longer now. Like he did not want to stop working at 65. The doctor had been pushing him for probably 5 years to stop. That's so young to me. And he really should have kept going. Some of us our purpose, our ministry is connected. Our peace of mind, my peace of mind is connected to this time with you all. I love it. I love helping someone. Like, and we have to realize that, like, some, and the people outside of you don't really know what your peace of mind is. Like, when you see people and they're doing things, you go, why would they do that? Like, or like I was saying with Kevin Samuel, his perspective on men got to do everything for the woman, and what the woman has like doesn't matter, and what she's accomplished, we don't care about that, this and that. Like that definitely has something to do with his upbringing. No, it could have been like his mother. Thank you so much, Ms. Matt. His mother could have been like me or the other extreme. And I have to admit, like some people really think that the woman is who you see at work. Like they think that woman, or who you see on someone's resume, that's that woman. Where all of you know me, because you know me, y'all know me, that I'm not that person that a person that doesn't know me thinks I am. Because of this, because of what they're reading. So we have to also keep our peace of mind with realizing that who cares what they think? No, because you can't have your peace of mind trying to appeal to outside sources. I was saying, when I first started in my business and that I was told like, buy this car, buy this stuff, look successful, I don't like that adage of fake it till you make it. I think it's ignorant. I don't think anybody should fake anything. Like if you don't have a lot of money, buy your clothes at a secondhand store. If you think that you should have suits, buy a suit at the secondhand store and go to work. That's not faking it. That is dressing the way you feel that you should dress, presenting yourself the way you think that you should present, and paying for it instead of financing it. That's it. Some people, when you put your clothes on a credit card, You don't even own what's in your closet. Your shoes on the credit card, they start repoing people's clothes, they'll stop doing that. The second is like realize that our time is limited, so we should like just appreciate where we are. There's so much lessons in where we are, isn't it? I sat down because I was sprinting yesterday and my heel on my right side, I got on the biggest sneakers ever created, and I still feel it when I stand in one place too long. So y'all know, it's like, what in the world? Why she sit down? Is she okay? I don't know, but I'm gonna be okay. I'm determined, but I was like feeling so good. So I was running so hard,
Are you drinking your water?
not drinking enough water, and that'll do it too. That'll do it. You gotta keep that stuff. You gotta keep that blood hydrated. And then like there's only a certain amount of money, and the third tip is like, when is it just too much? Like, when is it, what you're expecting is just too much? Like, there's just a certain amount of money that you need in order to sustain yourself. And then once you start going over that and sacrificing time and sacrificing your children and sacrificing, you got to think, is greed taking away my peace of mind? Are you just, when is enough enough? And there's some people that have that problem. It's just never enough for them. Never enough of anything. That's just so sad. And it's okay, but we have to like look at that like, from a mental health perspective. Why do I have to have 10 women? Why do I have to have 4 or 5 men? Why do you have to have like, all these things are costing you? How much is that costing you? How much is that greed costing you? How many jobs do you have to lose? No, like what? How many cars do you have to have? How many homes? When is it just too much? And then, are you determined? Are you determined? And if you are determined, which is a ninth principle of AfroEconomics, the determination, if you are, like, what are you determined for? Like, what do you really want? Because you have to realize that wealth comes and goes. It comes and goes. But even Warren Buffett, I know that when his wife passed away, he would have paid any money in the world for her not to go. I want to think he loved her like that. He'd be like, no, I wouldn't. But I'm hoping. So let's just imagine. Because there's, or yes.
He said he's in the same house that he bought in 1958, and Charlie bought his in 1959.
You know what I'm saying? Because they know it's enough.
Yeah.
His house like 3,500 square feet, I think it is. Like, it's enough. But we got first year NBA and NFL players with like 10,000 square feet. You know what I mean? 20,000 square feet. And it's just you in there. Oh my goodness. And look.
Shaquille O'Neal has a 70,000 foot house.
Yeah, he had his expanded. He added to it.
He is the only one.
And his complaint was that he's living in it alone.
Yeah, I was going to say, the only one that can have it is him because he's so big. But he still feels alone.
Yeah, he still feels alone.
His wife broke up.
Exactly. All you got to do is call me, Shaquille. 1-844-JB Bryan, spelled with the R and a Y, A-N. You will not feel that you will not think that house is empty anymore. Exactly. See, that's the thing. The woman with your peace of mind and the man with my peace of mind, like they just are on different parts of the planet. It's a shame. But you better look, but you better protect your peace of mind, because if you just settle, that 70,000 square feet will get real full real quick. And it'll be like, there's only 2 of us in here, but I got to go. Oh my. So it's like, it's just, they will tell you, it doesn't matter how much you have. Like, it's not ultimately, no, you most likely want more. Like Shaq said, he wants love. He wants love. And then a fifth point is that, money gets boring. It gets boring because, that we should have peace of mind with what we have, because if we had more, like, would that really be the key to all of the, everything, your whole peace of mind? No, would be money. Like, once you get the money, like, really, after you pay your bills, that feeling? Like, you got everybody paid. That feeling right there. If you could just stay right there in that feeling. But it's only for that moment. It's only for that moment, because if you don't keep your mind right, all you're thinking about is, Lord, but it's going to be due again next month. And you got to get right back to it. So I got to figure out that, that is a hard way. Really, really hard way. Hard perspective, really. But it's the truth. Like, especially if you're in business and in sales, like I've been my entire career, you are like ever looking for your next client, your next member, your next. So you have to fully embrace the ability to create yourself, your peace. And my thing was like, don't. Debt is just, to me, just a don't. When you have, like, you want to limit, in my opinion, when you're building your dream and you want to limit that. You want to limit the amount of bills that you have hitting you in the face at the beginning of every month. So when I want something, I save up and I buy it instead of worrying about the payment. Just save up and buy it when you can. And it takes discipline and not impulse. I don't do much on the impulse. Mm-mm. And then I'm like, whoa, my internet, great. So and then money gets boring. Remember that, and a sound peace of mind will help you achieve all your goals in your life. Like, and then, so we'll even do better. Like, some people think, well, if you always have these bills, then it keeps you motivated. That doesn't do that for me. It depends on what type of person you are. Like in that book, Invisible Man, it said, keep that nigga running. That's the way that makes me feel. When you're just like always chasing that dollar, like that is horrible. Horrible. Like, you don't want to be running like that. Like, and to me, the only way out of that is there are certain things that are going to have to be paid month to month, like your utilities and things, but there's certain things that we don't need to finance. I don't advocate financing entertainment. Like, you want to go on a vacation, save up for it so it can truly be a vacation. No, versus having that big credit card bill when you get back, then the car breaks down, and then No, save up for it.
No, no, I'm sitting here thinking about a bike.
That's
I got to
right.
think about that one.
That's right. Just save up for it. Just look, just don't try to touch that IRA. I know that's right. You'd be like, well, no, JB, I'm coming to my account. No, you're not. You can have a bike, but it just depends on how you're going to get it. Right, Mr. Jones? Exactly. Is it in your checking or savings or somewhere you can pull from somebody else's assets? Exactly. If it involves reducing my assets under management, no.
No, I'm going to the mattress, JB. Going to the
Go
mattress.
to the mattress. Exactly, exactly. That's another reason why you have to be careful what women you take to your bed. You know? Amen. Because your mattress could be your bank. Right? So it could be broke. Ask Sam Cooke. Don't leave your wallet out with strange people. And then if you're in a relationship, be in a relationship with someone that you can talk about money with. I mean, seriously, that is my number 8, is that talk about money with your partner, your spouse, your loved one. And if they say, I don't want to hear you talking about that, I don't so and so, you really need to consider that that's not good. Like, if you're already married to that person, y'all gotta get help with that, because that's real life. That's real life, and they have no right to like clock out. I don't care if it's a stay-at-home father or mother. Bills matter, and they need to listen as you talk it through. If not, they're gonna be spending and moving in the wrong direction. So, and you gotta keep it real. Don't just, I got this. Avoid debt. And then my final point is, like, for financial peace of mind is to, like, whenever the money comes in, pay the bills first. Don't take care of fun first. Pay bills first. Take care of responsibilities first. That makes sense? And I need y'all to tell me, like, what real stuff did I, like, leave out as far as, like, how you've stayed at a peaceful financial place. Like, and even, like, tonight, like, we were talking about death, and everybody's very enthusiastic about that. Remember, the studio was, much, I was like, I had people in the studio that I don't even know who they were. I couldn't let them on. Like, I was like, I don't know who you are, but hi. But but tonight, peace of mind and mental health, it's not as much interest. Why you think? I mean, and this is real. I mean, I'm making it up. The research says that the people are having financial, mental health problems. It says look, and then also, like, most Americans think that minimum wage is too low. People's, like, paycheck isn't keeping up with the cost of living. And I mean, that's real. That's real to me. And research says that financial woes are hurting their mental health. And it has, like, I'm sure something to do with so many people, minimum wage is not a livable wage. It's just minimum wage. Way too low. They work 40, 50 hours a week, and you still, like, are living in poverty. That's sad. And the Biden administration promised that they would make sure that we had a livable wage, remember? Mm-hmm. And now they've pushed that out to, like, 2025. But if they do those same numbers, they're not going to be livable. Right. It was only livable when you calculated it 5 years ago. before all this inflation.
Right.
You're going to adjust it again. You're going to have to adjust it again. No, 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 no. We decided that in 2020. And it'll be like 2027. But according to 2020, we said that we're going to increase it to $15 an hour. Well, now that has to be adjusted. That has to be no, we don't have to adjust it. Shut up. Who invited her? That's how it goes down. Yeah. Oh, you think like when you were thinking about insurance, um, how would the insurance on each other, like people having insurance, or what? When you said you were thinking about insurance, what are you thinking about?
Oh, see, I sent that to my brother. He and I had been talking about this, and I really meant to send it to him. And when I knew anything, I had put it in the chat, but I was sending it to him.
Oh, and it just says JB
Yeah.
says we need
Okay.
insurance. Oh, that's right. Exactly. Exactly. Well, JB's right.
Wait a minute, of which I will be the one responsible for the premiums.
I know, right? Exactly. But, sometimes it depends because, if the person has like, health problems and things, sometimes it's unaffordable. And sometimes when you get policies that don't require the health check, sometimes the coverage is so low, like it might just be 10,000 or whatever with no health check and da 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 da, that it's something you could save up theoretically,
See, and
or
I'm not
already
sure,
have.
like in his case, because he's an excessive smoker.
Hmm. That'd
Yeah,
be so expensive for you. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? And so if he does that, then most likely he has high blood pressure too. So you might just, because you can save, just set aside for his final expenses.
Yeah, it
Because
may be easier to do that. I don't know, because by the time they do the
health check,
swabbing of,
yeah,
of your mouth inside of there, that would just blow it.
yeah, and it's highly likely he might get turned down too. Exactly. Yes, indeed. So but yeah, but it is important for a lot of people. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Jones. We love you. We're all right behind you. They're right behind you on but I was just thinking peace of mind. I don't know. You see, y'all playing. I don't know what happened when he's playing. But uh, but tell me, so the anything I think that our spiritual relationship, Reverend Bozeman, can't be understated when it comes to financial and just peace of mind in general. Could you agree?
Oh, I definitely agree. Yeah,
Mm.
you can't actually, if you're under stress about finances, then you're separated from the stress is going to separate you from your spiritual self.
Mm.
You're not going to be able to settle down and meditate because your mind won't shut up. Uh,
Mm.
you're going to be
Mm.
under that constant pressure,
Well,
that constant thinking about it. So
yeah.
yeah, it definitely cuts you off from your spiritual self.
And then people treat you. I think some people worry because they know that they get treated a certain way because they have because they have money. Like people that present themselves as very wealthy are treated and accepted, in society on a different level, like in a different way. You know what I mean? Than an
Mhm.
average person. And I think that when they start having financial problems, or when their reality is not what they're presenting. No. I and then they think, well, how much, and I think the stress comes in, like, how much of my life will change when I don't present myself this way anymore?
Right.
you know, like, and
Right.
that becomes like really stressful, like, you know, and they need to really accept that it doesn't matter because that was not a person that cared about you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that we lose because we don't want to fake, you know, they're not you didn't lose anything. No, because you know, for everyone you lose in your fakeness, you know, we're moving away from fakeness, you'll get 10 more for everyone that is thankful for your real.
Exactly. You know, Will Smith was saying that he his first million
Mm,
he went right through, but
mm.
he noticed that when it was gone, so were all his friends.
Exactly, the people he spent it on. So true. There's one young man, and he won the lottery, and when he came in, you know, he had great big expectations, and he was like, "We're gonna do this, and we're just gonna put it, you know, we put it away," and
Hmm.
then, you know, he got sued by a girlfriend. Then he was like trying to buy, like entertainment stuff for each of his friends, and you know, all this stuff, and he ended up like having no money and no friends
He
and
lost them both.
no women, you know. You know, like it was, you know. But I think sometimes in their subconscious mind, people do that because they don't know it, but they want their old life back.
Yeah,
Don't you think so? Like,
I
yeah,
agree.
they're like, this too much, this too much.
Yeah, it's too high a price to pay.
Yep, yep. And people don't understand, like, you know, that, like, being out there, um, the way that I am is a lot. Like, I don't think that people really understand, like, especially as a female, you know, the pressure of always having to be out front, you know, always having to filter other people's opinion of yourself, other, you know, people, and I only have it on like on this level. You know, so can you imagine like Jamie Foxx and you know what I mean? These
Hmm.
entertainment people, like I'm thankful that God put me in my service to be in an academic, you know, intellectual type area, you know, because entertainment has to be even more challenging.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then so when people want to come into your life, they they don't know. They have no idea. They have no idea. Like they've
Yeah,
like
well,
looked,
if
yeah,
all of a
yeah,
sudden you get money like that with the lottery, it
yeah,
overwhelms you the amount
yeah,
of attention that you get.
yeah, yeah,
It's mind-boggling being under that microscope.
yep, yep, yep. And it's true. And then yeah, I mean, and your blessing, you know, that if you don't have a relationship with God, the blessing that God gave you, the world will use for bad.
Oh
The
yeah,
world will use for bad and make you like not be able to appreciate it, which is so sad. You
yeah, I
know,
agree.
so sad. And that's why so many people, you know, fold. Like when I look back at my life and I see like you know, just punches and daggers and you know, things that were done, you know, and then like that's when you were supposed to give up. Like and
Mm.
God has a different plan. And if you don't like it, you know, stay in a healthy place in a sober mind, your peace is over. And the
Yeah,
chances of finding it are gone.
yeah,
And a loving heart, I think is like that your peace has to come from a place of love. Because if not, like all that's gonna come at you, like some people, like not even some, a lot of people get older and bitter because of what they've been through, not realizing that everybody is going through something. And I think that that's why the word says, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, because you would get too bogged down on that. Like, it says, no, hey, you're good. I got you. You're here. Be at peace. It doesn't matter how much you lost, whatever they took. Don't worry. I told you that I'm not going to just return it. I'm going to multiply it.
Exactly.
Keep moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shaq needs to realize, like, whatever love you lost, God will bring it back to you tenfold. You'll have a woman that loved you more than you ever thought possibly being loved if you focus on God. Focus on God. Like, that are.
Yeah, well, most people aren't conditioned that way. They're not. If they've gone through the organized religion at the beginning of their life, as most of us do, they start to chafe at the demands of the religion and come
Push
up with
back.
With reasons why they shouldn't be there, and they walk away and say they no longer believe. But it leaves them out there in the cold.
Amen. Walk away from the church. Walk away from the religion.
Yeah,
But don't walk away from God.
exactly.
Oh my goodness. You know what I'm saying? Because we cannot make it on our own. Oh my goodness. We can have church right here. Church is, you know what I'm saying? God is allowed churches with him, churches mobile, churches with you, churches, but don't
Right.
leave your,
There's
yeah,
the
right?
kingdom of, as Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within. So, what they need to do is after they leave the church, because the church teaches that God is outside of yourself, is that to find some place that teaches them how to deal with the inner God.
Amen. Yes, yes. Check out the Arise channel on YouTube, which is true though. Like, I appreciate it though. Yesterday on forgiveness and forgiving yourself.
Yes.
That it's that is right on point.
Well, we don't realize that what we're holding against ourselves, and holding that against ourselves is like nailing a nail into the ground and holding yourself there. You're crucifying yourself
Yes, it
by
does.
the things you hold against you. When for the things you did when you didn't know better, the things you did when
Yes,
you got pissed off.
yes, yes.
There's
I
so
know.
many so many things we've done that we'd rather the world didn't know, and we hold shame because of it.
Amen. And they will remind you. Like a lady put on my page today on Facebook, and she said, well, we just can't keep making mistakes over and over and over and over. Like, because she's known me a long time. So all she sees is a life of just heartbreak and failure. It's so
Yes.
sad. I remember at least 20 years ago when she told me, hey, don't even try to have a relationship. Isn't that sad? And how she got back on my page today, I do not know. And she said, you got 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, but it was like, she was saying, how many times does a person have to learn? And I said, you know what? I keep making the same mistake over and over and over. Because according to this world, I'm not supposed to be following God. But I ain't going to stop. I'm not going to stop. And I'm not going to stop until God says stop. That's what I should have said with exclamation mark. But I told her, if God don't give up on me, I don't care about your opinion.
God never gives up on you.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Never.
but they will pick and find one thing about you, you know what I'm saying? And that Satan will use that person, and try to get them to get to you. But I was so glad because I'm just so thankful because 20 years ago, I let her slide on her comment. This time, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, I'm going to get you. You in my house. You in my house now. So I'm not going to delete it. It's going to be up to you to delete this. And then I put on another post up and I said, don't let anybody tell you how many mistakes that you can make. That's how people mess with people's peace of mind. You know what I'm saying? And they're the main ones going to be at your funeral talking about, I don't know why she's stressed out like that. You know what I'm saying? The ones who are trying to stress you out over their own issue. Over their own issue. I'm wondering, why are you so damn happy, JB Bryan, and I'm still miserable? That's what the problem is. And we need to realize that. Here you are, happy. The devil tried everything he could to tear you up, and you still here, and you still standing, and you just, because that's the victory of God. As long as we stay humble, we will receive his grace and mercy. But our pride,
Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Amen.
But in order to hold that position and be strong in it, you definitely need the higher power of God to feed you, to give you the energy and the protection, because you can't do it by yourself.
Yes. And it's easy for her to say. You know what I'm saying? Because she's never been black in America. What is wrong with them? They should have better self-esteem. I would not allow some white person to make me feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Lady, walk 30 minutes in my shoe. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll talk. Then we'll talk. Hey, she couldn't make it. She couldn't make it a minute. Oh my goodness, she has so much courage. She got in an airplane with a pilot. Oh my, we're so impressed. And nobody's thinking, somebody posted like that a poem about the black mother. Who wrote that? I think it was Langston Hughes' poem or something, but and it was, yeah. But it's true though, no matter what, we don't have to allow their opinion of us to be our opinion of us.
Right.
I don't care what you think. Sometimes we try to assume what they're thinking. You know what I mean? Or what they're thinking. So why don't we change that around and assume that they're saying something positive to themselves? Until they say it to my face, I'm going to think you saying something positive. Period. Right?
Yeah.
Take control over it. Amen. Well, y'all are the best. I'm here, and we're protecting our peace of mind. Definitely, check out AfroEconomics for a free membership offer that is always available to keep your peace of mind. It's the Peace House. So go to AfroEconomics.com and, check it out. We have our members meeting every Friday morning at 9 a.m. No excuses at all. None. Have y'all ever heard that song, Hole in the Wall?
No.
Have you?
No.
Miss Davis.
Oh, absolutely. I know that.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, now I can let Andrew, because he's from California. He don't know that. What about Mr. Jenkins? Have you heard that before? Hole in the Wall.
Yeah, I heard of it, yeah.
I don't know how old it is, but I had never heard of it until I heard it. I was like, oh my goodness, that song is so cute. You look at that, Reverend Bozeman. Look at that.
Waters,
look at those gold rings.
Oh, hey baby, do you wanna go, baby? Oh yeah.
so much of that. I mean,
Let's go, baby,
oh, that's the main part.
to the hole in the wall.
Oh, Andrew, you gotta play that for your wife tonight.
I've had my best time, y'all. Yes, I did.
Mr. Jenkins.
In the hole in the wall. I took my high class woman with me the next night. She didn't want to get out of the car. She said it didn't look right. She walked into the room with her nose in the air. It's 7 in the morning, y'all, and she's still in there. Smoke-filled room, whiskey and chicken wings. People dancing and drinking, and no one wants to leave. Let's go, baby. Oh yeah. To the hole in the wall.
Your wife is gonna love that song, Reverend. She'll be like, but it has a nice beat, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Oh my
it does.
God, you can dance to that all night
Yes,
long.
it does.
You just now hearing that for the first time, really?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Well, Reverend Bozeman, I can understand you, but JB, really?
Not me. Like I was on a date, and this guy said, he just started playing it, and I said, oh wow, I like this song. It was like, you like that song? I was like, I like this. That is cool. That is cool. I'm from North Carolina, though. People, you know what I mean? Y'all forget. That's right, Mr. Newell. Look, two-step, that's all I know. Like, I wouldn't know how to dance right on it, but Mr. Newell teach me. Look, because I'd be up there doing, twerking. I'm just joking. But it is really nice when, they do like hand dancing to that. Like, like Mr. and Miss Jenkins, I know they know how to do that. Hand dancing. Yes,
Okay.
indeed. So y'all have a fun night. Play that music.
All right.
And keep the joy. Keep love alive. See
All
y'all
right.
soon.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
teacher.
Oh, thank you. You know everything now. And Mel Waters? Yeah. Exactly. Now we got Mel Waiters. Waiters.
Mel Waiters.
Yeah, you got to get it right. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.
All right, go Lakers.
Us indeed. Yeah, tonight?
Good night.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to watch. Okay. Go Lakers. That's right. Good night.
Good